Shout out the Connects, Indie Ground. Let's get it. I'm ready for this interview.
I'm Dub from the Loop KC. We're part owners. We're missing Steady P, but he would love to be here. We're both from Kansas City. Actually, all three of us are from Kansas City. And I also want to shout out Gum Clothing.
So you guys got this, I don't know how to describe it when I tell people, if you call it like a inner city boutique, hip hop boutique.
We describe it as a local clothing, culture, and sneaker boutique. So like, basically all of the culture and the hip hop scene in Kansas City, we try to facilitate through here with the streetwear, the battle raps that Jarvis does, and all the shows that we throw around the city.
The paint scenes.
The paint scene, graffiti scene's part of hip hop. We've had dancers in here. We get DJs in here all the time. We're just really trying to be like the center of that culture.
So you're renting out this multi-purpose space. It's on Broadway in the heart of the city. I know it can't be dirt cheap, so it's an investment. It's centered around art, music, clothing, independent stuff. All that stuff is a gamble, let's say, like those are everybody that's getting in work or highlights out of here is probably told like, why don't you go get a real job? So what do y'all think about the concept of a real job, or like maybe growing up hearing that while you was pursuing music or business ventures?
Man, I still work. Like I go to work. I just make time. Like today is a day off for me on a Monday or whatever. But I work the weekends. But I'm here all through the week. Make it to whatever events we got to do. Like Dub said, I do battle stuff. It's just, however you got to get to your dream, that's how you get there. I don't think any one way is the best way. And I kind of think that kind of just embodies what this is all about. There's so many different ways that just if you come in here, you can kind of find the lane or where you want to go in and possibly profit from it. So I don't really see how any of it can really stop you from your dream, kind of to get back to the original question of the whole real job concept. Maybe like that job can help you to get to where you ultimately don't need one anymore. So it's just how you need to get to your dream in this 2016 era. So that's kind of my thoughts on it.
And we ultimately don't want to work jobs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the goal. And we're also trying to help other people not have to work jobs. Like this store is for Kansas City. There's a lot of brands that are in here that have never had a chance to be in a store in the middle of Westport. So we give everyone an opportunity to kind of to fulfill their dream through something we're trying to do too.
You answered my question. You made me want to ask, why don't you just get off work and go home and watch Empire reruns? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why don't you just go chill out? You know what I mean? And wait for the weekend and go to the lake. You know what I mean? Why do this in your free time? And he pretty much answered that thing. It's for Kansas City, right?
That's what this is about. It's for everybody who is a dreamer. Like we had dreams. Like we dreamed of this. And that highly entailed other people's dreams. So it's kind of what this store was facilitated off of. Like how it was kind of even imagined.
So the word is audacity. What gives you the audacity to think that this time and economic investment you're making is worth it?
Because Kansas City is on the up and up right now, man. Like, as a city, it's growing. There's a lot of people in Kansas City that want to support Kansas City. Whereas before, like when I first started my brand 5-6 years ago, it was like you weren't getting supported by people from around here because it was like, man, I'm gonna go buy stuff from LA because that's a cool spot. But the Royals, the Chiefs doing well, all of the pride that the city has, they want to make other people succeed out of here now. So we're kind of coming into the right time for it to all work out for everybody, because everybody's trying to support everybody, you know what I mean?
At what point did you realize that maybe you should start making those moves to be the move?
Man, it's a funny story though, because Indie Ground's been around for a long time, and that's kind of where this initiated from. It's a music label and management company based out of Kansas City that Steady P runs, that we were both been a part of for a while. And we were looking for an Indie Ground office, just an office, bro. And like this, like right down the corner of 39th and Broadway, there was a little storefront, and I ran retail for 7-8 years before we really did this. So we kind of just like looked at each other and were like, man, let's just do a store. Like, this is the time to do it if we're gonna do it. And we did it.
I mean, yeah, that is the long and short of it. Like we mentioned, our other partner and the runner of Indie Ground, Steady P, he and I were roommates actually, and we lived in this Westport area, same area, just kind of right up the street from our original spot there. And we kind of just like, you know, doing our thing or whatever, talking about the Dreamers, to go back to that other question. And we call it the paper. We had this piece of paper that we all kind of just put in on, like not just us three, but some of our homies in that are our inspiration that we put on, and other avenues. We did just got the input of just a select few people, and we just wrote down all the things if one day we could make this happen, it happened. And then to just kind of go back to Trenton's story of needing an office space and just going out, putting the work, the footwork to go drive around, take a couple afternoons to just see how we're going to keep it going. And we found the perfect spot, I guess, for us to kind of build. And it wasn't something where we just automatically looked to get in a spot like this. We organically built that to get to this point where we are today. And I think that's kind of what keeps this place standing, is because a lot of people saw that and just they want to support that, if anything else.
Is organic important?
Oh, I think it's I don't think it would be any other way if it wasn't just like an organic thing. And I think that goes to with anything that we do.
Yeah, I feel
from
like
a show to
I feel like in Kansas City it doesn't work unless it's organic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you gotta have a bunch of people willing to put in the work to make it happen, and then to build it slowly. You know what I mean? Because if we would have put a bunch of money in and just thrown it all up right at the beginning and not built it the way that we did, I don't think we would probably be here, to be honest with you. The support wouldn't be here, you know what I mean? So it's like, and we're not carrying national brands, you know, like we're not trying to go out and spend that money on the national brands. We want Kansas City brands to be
the ones that
drive
this store,
yep,
and have it be what it could be and what it ultimately will be. Mm-hmm. So,
do you consider yourselves an artist or business people or both?
I mean,
I'm for the culture. That's what I don't know what I am, and I don't really try to be anything. I'm myself, more like what I like to say.
I'm definitely not like a musician.
No, nothing.
I have no music ability whatsoever. I do some graphic design and some video work and stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm an artist necessarily.
I asked that because we got a segment on the starting artist concept, or just being an artist concept versus being a business person. It's like, I love taking photos, but I can't just walk around every day taking photos and not have some kind of business script behind it to generate my necessities.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, do you guys have any input on the art side versus being on the business side?
I mean, like, to be honest, I don't really have a job right now besides this. This is pretty much all I'm doing. So it's like, there's the starving side of it, you know, like I'm scraping by to make it happen, but we're making it happen, you know what I mean? So it's like you can't always expect for that money to just run at you, you know, you got to go for it, and sometimes it's going to be rough. And you hear a lot of these people that get on, and it's like they talk about being trash man or whatever their little thing was to get by while they were the starving artist, you know?
And I mean, I can really put it any better than what he just said as far as that goes. Nothing's given. How, like I kind of spoke about earlier, like how you get there is how you get there. It's not everyone has the same path, but when we meet up, like, you know, that organic feel that you talked about, everyone kind of just gets it and they know what to do from there. And I think like this is like a central location for that kind of thing. It's like it's a gathering space. There's things here within the culture that just, I mean, it interests people. If even if you don't know anything about it, it interests you because there's so many things that make this what it is.
I see the space and like the fact that you're essentially providing a platform for like a release party, right?
Yes.
If somebody has hats they're trying to sell, you're providing a professional presentation, and you guys spoke on what the Loop is about already, you know, and being that local spot. And I can attest to when I came here the other night, within the first 15 minutes, about 5 connections came together. Even A-Ward, I recognized his voice, but I'd never seen him. I was like, where do I know this dude from?
Yeah.
And I just saw him on YouTube 2 weeks ago, and I come to Loop and
Yeah, it all makes sense. Yeah, it's like shout out to Abnorm. It was his birthday. It was also my birthday. So everyone like it came together type of thing. He was looking for an opportunity to get his album out there and have a good time. Obviously, who doesn't want to party on their birthday? So shout out to that. And it just all kind of came together. My friends and his friends, we're all friends in a certain way. Abnorm battles on our battle league. Shout out to the Connects, like I said earlier. A-Ward came by because he had a bottle for me for my birthday. Shout out to him. So it's just like, you know, and from that, like, you know, just people getting together for whatever reason they came down to the Loop. That's why they feel like they're a part of it. That's why we hashtag Loop Gang. It's like everyone feels like, you know, this is a space for gathering. So.
Yeah, and it's like that's something that we're trying to do more of now that we have the space. At the old store, we didn't really have the space to do it. Abnorm did it.
Yeah,
once.
he did it anyway. Yeah,
he did it there once too. And it's like now that we are in this space, it's like any artists that want to get listening parties out, any painters or graffiti artists that want to get their art on display to sell, anything like that. Like we're definitely here to do that. So just come inquire with us, man. We're here.
Okay, so what's the big vision for the Loop? It's obviously 3955 Broadway right now, and provide a platform for the locals. Where do you want to take it?
I mean, we talked about it, but I think there's still a lot of work to do here, and like what we've only been here
We haven't even been a store for a year, man. Like we've been in this spot for like 6 months. So it's like I think eventually we would like to try to branch into other cities, but we really want to get it to the point where this is like a well-oiled machine here in Kansas City, to where like everyone that has supported and been part of this since the beginning is doing exactly what they want to do before we really move on and do what we want to do. You know what I mean? It's like we can't move to other cities unless some of these brands that are in here
do what they
do here, and then we could take them to other cities and try and redo it there. You know what I mean? And just spread the Kansas City culture to other places.
What are your thoughts on the relevance of a bigger connection and where the Loop fits into that? Why is the Loop important in the bigger Loop?
Oh man, that's easy.
Yeah, I mean,
now that you said it like that, it's a lot. Man, it's like I feel like the Loop is important because it's like we've kind of been saying this whole time, is it's a gathering space for our scene and our community. You know, like man, we did Best Damn Rap Show Friday night, and it was like, and on top of that, there was another big party in the city, and both of them did really well. So our scene is growing tremendously, and it's like, man, our scene is growing tremendously, and now that it's getting bigger, we're in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're definitely the ones doing a lot of things. Shout out Shameless Management, Shameless Entertainment. They do a lot of things too, and it's like between the both of us, we have made the scene grow tremendously in the last 2 to 3 years.
To kind of build off of that, I mean, it's kind of in the name. If you kind of get it, like that's kind of where it is. Like you kind of want to be in. Like when we're asking on the hashtag, are you in? Like, are you on this? Like, are you up to date on like what's going on here in Kansas City? Just here nationally, like culture wise, it's for the culture. That's what we're kind of here for. So it's we ask it all the time, I guess, and that's kind of the importance and relevancy of it. It's just like as we stay relevant, like other people who gather with us, we do so many things. Like we broadcast that out to everyone else. It's just like the hub for what's going on in our hip hop culture, sneaker culture, battle rap culture, streetwear culture, graffiti culture. It's all it's all one, and it's all here. So if something is all centrally located, I don't see how it could ever not be relevant. And it's in one of the most relevant areas in our city. So it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Kansas City has like a whole sound of its own. It's the first city I lived in Florida, East Coast. I mean, lingo, music, everything. And I came out here and I don't know, what are you talking about? Because everybody's using West Coast slang and just everything is different.
Yeah, it's all
I mean, I see Kansas City as hella relevant, so I'm sure, have you already seen this happen, or do you see it happening where people start looking at the loop, being like, damn, Kansas City got it going on?
Man, we definitely want to be a store that the rest of the country looks at, like a Burn Rubber in Detroit, and
Covert, Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like stores that when you go, like the hip hop culture, like when we went to New Orleans, we had to go to a couple different stores there that like everyone knows about, like we definitely want to be on that level so that when people come from out of town, they can check us out. To answer your question, I think what Tech 9 has done in the last 3 to 4 years has really helped people around the nation kind of look at Kansas City like, man, there's some cool stuff going on here. And like the
format of how they go about it over there at Strange Music.
Yeah.
Independence, doing it, working your way up, and showing that there is another way to kind of get things done and profit from it and be successful.
Right.
It definitely plays into how things get done here.
I mean,
from our sports teams to just our culture in general, like our food, everything. It's Kansas City. We just do it. We're good at that, making something out of nothing, coming up, all those cliche things, like that has become our city and the embodiment of it.
Right.
So it goes well together. Like something like this is very much needed. And as long as people continue to support, to go back to what you're saying, as far as like nationally, the Loop's got it going on. We have several customers, some from here, some aren't from here, that can and will always say that, man, this is something that reminds me of home, whether that's California. Like they need those kind of things, those kind of cultures are out there. We had a gentleman come in earlier who was walking by. I don't even think he was thinking about coming to the Loop. I believe he was from somewhere in California, and he was just talking about how the paint was so accessible to customers where he's from. It almost was kind of like amazing to him, because like a culture that's strong out there, they just wouldn't be able to do it. And it just kind of gave him a little taste of home and a little bit of amazement of look at what Kansas City can do, because how we handle our graffiti culture. Right. It's able to be that kind of way. So he saw both sides of it, saw how it reminded him of something else and how things really could be.
And we are definitely like a first in Kansas City. Like there are stores like us in major cities all across the United States. You know what I mean? You can go anywhere and find local streetwear stores, local hip hop stuff. We're just kind of the first ones to really take it by the horns and try and do it. And so far, the city's been pretty receptive to it, and we appreciate that for sure.
No doubt.
So you got any particular closing thoughts on the Loop, or kind of what you just said type thing?
Yeah, man. You want
We'd love you to come shop with us, obviously, first and foremost. But if you're not into that, there's, I feel like, plenty of other things here for you, like you spoke of, with the events that we do and curate around the city and inside of this space. There's plenty to come check out something that you like, and we almost guarantee you'll leave with something else that you're kind of keen on. So we kind of bank on that. That's what we're about, and we're just going to keep on with that.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much summed it up. We really appreciate everybody who has put their clothes in here. I mean, I could go through and say some stuff. Clever Threads, Crown King,
Controlled
Substance, Insomniac Visionaire,
House of DeBoer for all the vintage clothes, like big time on that for
Yeah,
all your
'cause-
managed needs.
yes.
Local legend.
Local legend, Suave KC. I mean, there's a lot of different entities. Eeks is a graffiti artist that makes some pretty cool shirts and stuff. Kyrie Elysian clothing. Like, there's a lot of Kansas City stuff in here, man. Just come in and check us out so that we can help raise the bar a little bit for everybody, you know.
And if you have a local brand, obviously if you're from here, don't be shy about bringing this down. We're a consignment shop. We'll come in and talk to us and inquire about more about what we do and how we can help your brand. This is Jarvis Jones of the Loop KC. I'm here with Trenton. And you've been watching Chasers with Matt Diamond Photography. Come to the Loop KC, 3955 Broadway.
I paid my tab, it was a dumb amount. I held a cab, I'm tryna knock it down. So girl, don't play, let me knock it out. Like Pacquiao, no time Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna I paid my tab, it was a dumb amount. I held a cab, I'm tryna knock it down. So girl, don't play, let me knock it out. Like Pacquiao, no time Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna put a Mac down when I'm blacked out. I just wanna